Alright, we're still solving using any method on the second page. Here we've already factored it and it's equal to 0, so we just need to use the zero product property. We can do 4x minus 3 equals 0, 5x plus 2 equals 0, so 4x equals 3, divide both sides by 4, x equals 3 over 4. On this side, minus 2, 5x equals negative 2. Divide by 5, x equals negative 2 over 5. So those are my two solutions. Last one we had, a little bit tricky because we got this 2 over here. First thing we have to do is move that over. X squared minus 17x plus 42 equals 0. And at this point you can either do the quadratic formula or the boxes and the diamonds. I'm going to do the boxes. So I'm just going to factor normally. But you could do the quadratic formula. So we've got x squared, 42. Multiplying gives 42x squared. I've got my negative 17x down here. Well, 42 is kind of a lot. I know we've got 6 and 7, but that doesn't work. That doesn't add up there. If I cut 6 in half, I get 3. I double 7, I get 14. Yeah, 3 plus 14 will work out. That's the one I want. Minus 3x minus 14x minus 3x minus 14x. So x is the same in both of those. So x times negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 14 will give me 14x. I got to multiply that by x. That's the same right there. X minus 14, x minus 3. So since these equal 0, I'm going to use the zero product property. X minus 14 equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0. Here I need to add 14. So I get x equals 14. Here I need to add 3. So I get x equals 3. So those are my two answers. So remember with these ones, since our instructions were to solve, we had to get to here. If we had to factor, we could be done kind of right here. That would just be factored. So check out what the instructions are actually asking for you to do. The next part we had was we had the x plus 3 squared equals 25. Now we kind of know how to do this one because we studied it a bit in this chapter. You can take the square root of both sides and get plus or minus 5. But I'm going to do this one kind of how we had to do it for this chapter. So if we weren't quite sure, we'd have to make the boxes for these. X plus 3. X plus 3, so we get x squared, 3x, 3x, 3 times 3 is 9, so x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 25, but this equals 25 and we need it to equal 0, so I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. X squared plus 6x minus 16 equals 0. Now from here I'm going to have to decide if I want to use my boxes and diamonds or if I want to use the quadratic formula. I'm going to try and go boxes and diamonds on this one. So I got x squared, I've got minus 16, so that's minus 16 x squared, and this is plus 6x. Well, 16 is 8 times 2, and I think that's going to work out. 8 minus 2 is 6. 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. Alright, that worked out. So I'm going to put these down. 8x minus 2x. So I get an x right there. I'm going to get an 8. 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. So I get x minus 2, x plus 8 equals 0. Zero product property once again. X minus 2 equals 0, add 2, and x plus 8 equals 0, minus 8, x equals negative 8, and here x equals 2. So my two answers are 2 and negative 8. For this one it was only a 1-point bonus, so you had to get both answers in order to get the bonus right. So if you took the square root, you'd end up with x plus 3, but you would have had to remember we're going to get plus or minus 5 here, which we're studying right now in this chapter, so kind of a good refresher on that. Always look if there's two solutions, one solution, or no solutions. Alright, down at the bottom we had to get the inequalities for the number lines. So here we know that x has to be bigger than 3. And we check to see if it's an open or closed circle. It's closed. So we're going to put the little equal sign there. For the next one, we know x has to be between these two numbers. So negative 5 and 1. We check for open or closed. It's open, so I'm just done. No equal sign. Alright, last page. We had to graph the system of inequalities here. So that means we're going to graph both of these lines. So I'm going to graph the parabola first because that's already in y by itself form. So I know I've got x squared minus 4. So I'm going to make a little xy table. So when x is negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. That's going to give me 4 minus 4 is 0. Negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. 0 times 0 is 0. Minus 4 is minus 4. And 0 is my vertex. These are going to be symmetric. 1 squared minus 4 is negative 3. 2 squared minus 4 is 0. So I can plot all these points. So I'm going to plot 2, 0, 1, negative 3, 0, negative 4, negative 1, negative 3, and 2, 0. Now I see here that I've got no equal sign, so that means that this needs to be dashed. Okay, so I've dashed my line. And then it also says y has to be greater than, so that means I got to shade up. So I'm going to shade this part of my parabola. Alright, so now I got to graph the line. So, graphing the line next, I'm going to get this into y by itself form first. So that means I've got to take my x and move it to the other side. So I got to add x to both sides. So I got y is less than x plus 4. I'm going to do another xy table using the same numbers, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Well, since it's a line, 0 is easy because I know my y-intercept's at 4. And then 1 plus 4 is 5, 2 plus 4 is 6, and if I go backwards 1, I'll get 3 and 2. So I'll plot these points also. So I've got 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 5, 0, 4, and we'll just kind of go back. So next I'll check, hey, it's a less than sign, that means it's a dashed line. So I've got my dashed line, and I got to check, this time I'm going less than, so I got to shade down. And so that's it. That's my system of inequalities graphed. You can see this is going to be the solution for the system. I've got my dashed lines, one's a line, one's a parabola, and I got my intercepts in all the right places. Last question, question 7. So Neville's got this crazy equation. We're going to check this point. Well, 0.89, that's kind of close to 1. Negative 0.00, that's kind of close to 0. So if we come over here, 1, 0 is like very much in the safe, definitely an answer region. So yes, it works. So it's near a point in the shaded region. So therefore, it's in the shaded region. Some people decided to actually plug these in. That's fine. I gave you credit for it if you did it correctly. So that's all right. And that's it.